Yeah.
There's
Absolutely.
There's quite a few people that, like, you shouldn't dismiss someone as being qualified for a certain position just because they've gone through some very formal process.
Not if the formal process isn't predicated on general cognitive ability and conscientiousness.
Right. If it's predicated on bullshit and a grift, which a lot of it is.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with society in general with the implementation of AI and the inevitable erosion of jobs?
I don't know if the erosion of jobs is inevitable.
No.
Well, we've thought that before. Well, first of all, the first thing I would say is, like, all bets are off.
Right.
Right. All bets are off.
Right.
We're going to have hyper-intelligent AI within 5 years. In
Probably
fact,
earlier.
we already have it. Well, I'm being pessimistic.
Right.
I've used ChatGPT and Grok and some systems that my colleagues have developed for. We built our own large language models in-house. So I built my colleague, Victor Swift, built a large language model for me, trained on my books. And I used it to help me write this next book, because I could come across biblical passages that I couldn't understand, and I could ask this AI system for a first pass interpretation, and it could do a good job. Wow. And we're going to release that along with the book. Yeah, so that was really something. And I'll tell you, ChatGPT and Grok were unbelievably useful as research assistants. So they're about as smart as high-end undergraduates. They lie a lot, and you have to corner them like mad to get them to provide you with information that's valid.
What have you found them lying about?
Oh, they make up references that don't exist. So, for example, for ChatGPT, about a quarter of the academic references it produces for you don't exist.
What?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't know. Like, it will produce a reference for you that's completely plausible, except that it doesn't exist. So if I ask ChatGPT a question, it'll answer and it'll give me the references because I asked for the references. Then I have to go and look up all the references and read them, first of all, because you're supposed to read the things you refer to. But also, I have to make sure that it's not, wandered off into some hallucinatory pathway. But that'll be taken care of in no time flat, as far as I'm concerned. And Musk has already got plans to do that. So what will the addition of these AI systems mean to us? God. Well, I talked to Elon about this when we had our interview, and it's going to depend to some degree, Joe, on how we train the damn things. So there's this problem called the alignment problem. That's how the engineers describe it, which is, how do we know that these AI systems will have human interest in mind? And you think, okay, how do we make machines that have human interests in mind? And then you think, oh, well, we have the same problem with adolescence. How do we ensure that we train our children so that they have their own interests and broad social interests in mind? And the answer always has been that you provide them with a classic religious and humanities education, because that provides an axis of stability around which all other knowledge can be organized. Now, the problem with the large language models at the moment is they're hyper-trained on modern text. And so they're ideologically addled and woke. And so we've been experimenting with training LLMs on a more classic basis. So we trained one on the King James Bible, and we haven't released it because I don't know what to think about it. It's like, you can ask the King James Bible a question. I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Right.
Well, like, seriously, what does that mean? And before we release it, we also want to make sure that we have it. We've developed the underlying technology properly. Okay, so what's the answer to your question? What AI will do will depend on the intent of the people who design it. Here's a terrifying thing. You tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
All right, so your thoughts are orienting phenomena. So you think so that you can lay out a pathway to a desired destination. And then you can evaluate the thought to see if that's a good strategy to get there.